What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Bird Dog Gaming. Today I kind of want to do a little follow-up to my previous Shantae and the Pirate's Curse video. If you don't know, you should probably go watch that video. It's only 4 minutes long, but essentially there is a 3DS game collector's edition from Limited Run, evidently, that is out there and exists, and it shouldn't because Limited Run hasn't announced anything. That's the gist of it. There's some interesting theories behind it, but today I kind of want to just take a look at the information that has been announced today. We got some exciting new information. I guess you could say that a mystery has been solved to an extent, but yeah, we're going unscripted today. Let's just take a look at it. I mentioned in the last video that Josh Fairhurst didn't get back to me from Limited Run Games, and there was kind of a dead end here with this game. I had a ton of people telling me that this game is fake. This is my Reddit post from 2 months ago. Kind of hilarious. I knew like 99% that this game was not fake, but you know how r/game collecting is. Since my last video, I was made aware of this. This was a Reddit post from before my video even came out, November 5th. This person was looking for information on Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, this big box, and then in here there is an OfferUp link, which is dead now, but it would have taken you to this. From San Bernardino, California, we have a listing from Asinia Johnson, who seems to be the person that found all these big boxes and was selling them with the description, "This game is brand new, never opened, perfect condition, brand spanking new." Yeah, so this was probably around November 5th when this was posted, but essentially this person has 20 copies in this picture, potentially more. After this, we saw a ton of copies start getting listed on eBay, and they were mostly from California, which makes sense given where the original package came from. So that's something I did not mention in the first video, but yeah, this is where these copies started getting taken from, getting sold from. And $40, I mean, what a steal. So people were buying these locally on OfferUp in San Bernardino, putting them on eBay for about $200 and making significant profits. How many Asinia Johnson actually had is beyond me. I have no idea how many this person had or still has or sold or whatever. And up in the air, really, last video was like, where did this come from? Were these stolen? You know what, we had a bunch of theories going on in the Discord, but we'll get more on that later. Something else I wanted to mention in this video is shout out to Come Out Punching on Twitter, who reached out to me and said, hey, this is not going to be the last 3DS game, because when you sort ESRB's website by most recent ratings, VVV from Nicalis actually has the last rating. This is a game that has had issues on PS Vita as well, which is very interesting. I might have mentioned it in the previous video, but yeah, you can look that up anytime. But essentially, Shantae and the Pirate's Curse might not be the final 3DS game. I don't know. Maybe this rating was made and Nicalis has no intention of producing any further games. I don't know. It's just a theory, but this could be another game still coming for the Nintendo 3DS. And we know it won't be released digitally because, hey, there's no eShop anymore. That being said, it is very interesting that Shantae and the Pirate's Curse was listed very recently. So I actually emailed Limited Run Games. I went to their customer support page and I just figured, why not? What's the worst that could happen? And I said, hey, I found this game. Here's a screenshot. What can you tell me about it? Why does it exist? I haven't seen it anywhere on your shop. I haven't seen it on your website, Twitter, anything. What can you tell me about this game? They essentially stayed quiet on the matter. They did respond very quickly and they said that, hey, we don't want to comment right now. Totally cool, whatever. I'm just happy to get a response at all, honestly. Meanwhile, we have seen Shantae and the Pirate's Curse Collector's Edition sell for close to $200, over $200. These are all sealed copies that have sold. I'm guessing this seller had more than 20 copies because we've seen quite a few. Although these are sporadic, these are kind of spaced out, right? So we've got January 14th being the most recent. About $200 for this one with shipping. These are the standard editions. We've got 220, 180, 195, 195. I do kind of feel bad for this person who would have just waited 3 days for some information I'm about to tell you guys. One more thing I do want to mention before we get into today's announcement is I received a very strange email, a little cryptic, and somebody basically said, I have information on the Shantae release that you made a video about, but you can't expose me or share my information or my name or anything. I saw the email like a month late, and I responded and I haven't heard back. It's been a couple weeks now. I don't know what happened there. Maybe they were just trying to get a laugh out of it or something. I have no idea, but guess we'll never know now. But today, at 12:08 p.m., Limited Run Games tweeted this. Our final 3DS release is here, Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. Limited, all caps, quantities will be in hand and available on January 26th in both standard and collector's editions. And they go on to share that collector's edition in the replies. And here it is. So this should look very familiar if you watched my last video. They are sending off Shantae and the Pirate's Curse with a ton of extras in this collector's edition, including a poster, art cards, a soundtrack, and replica GBC card. Now, right off the bat, you should notice that all of this is very familiar, except for one thing, and that is the poster, okay? So, this game has been announced officially. This game is coming. However, the poster was not in these copies that we had seen from Asinia Johnson. So starting on January 26th of 2024, you will be able to pre-order this game. Now immediately I took this opportunity to kind of hit up Limited Run Games in the replies, and I was like, can you please tell us where these OfferUp and eBay listings came from? Like, how have people been purchasing this on the secondhand market? And to my surprise, they responded and said, unfortunately, there had been a security breach at one of our third-party facilities, causing some incomplete collector's editions to get out in the wild. We've addressed that situation with the third party so it does not happen again in the future. They said incomplete, which I find very interesting. That is a very interesting choice of words because these copies did not have the poster. Everything else is the same. Now, there could be a different copyright on any little piece in here, and that would change everything. We're not going to know for, I don't know, a year when this thing finally ships out to customers, but we're not going to know for a while. This game is incomplete. This copy that we originally saw, you know, I've had several people in my Discord purchase copies. I've had multiple people open them and show me pictures and take a video of them opening it. It's awesome. But what we do know is that there's no poster inside of here, and that this is a stolen copy, evidently. According to Limited Run Games, I don't know how true that is, but that's what they said. Awesome of Limited Run Games to respond to me, really appreciate that. Long story short, what does this mean going forward? Well, we don't know what the box is actually going to look like, right? So this box here is just a computer-made image here. You know, whenever somebody gets their copy in, we can look side by side at the stolen copy and this new officially licensed, official Limited Run Games release, and we can see, okay, this one's got a copyright of this one's got a copyright of this. Maybe they're completely identical, I have no idea. Maybe this is an old production one. Maybe this stolen copy is actually an old production one, and maybe there's like 200 or 100 or 50 of them out there that are going to be the rarest thing in the world because they were supposed to be unreleased. I don't know if this individual here is the one who is going to be getting in trouble for this. Maybe they work for the printing company that Limited Run is referencing. I don't know. I think it's very interesting, and if you were one of the people who purchased this, I think this is a very cool item. Hopefully, for your sake, this is different from the copy that Limited Run is selling, because they are definitely going to be selling it for cheaper than you bought it for on eBay. If you're one of the people who bought it for 40 bucks, very solid choice. Regardless of this copy being different or not, I think $40 was a solid pickup. But yeah, essentially this could be, this copy here could be a very rare variant, I guess you could call it. I mean, it's unreleased technically, but if you see a different copyright in here or literally anything different, you're gonna be one of like 50 to 200 people who got this insanely rare item, which I think is freaking cool. Unfortunately, just the fact that the one has a poster and the other does not does kind of make this one less cool. Like, if they are identical, then this one doesn't have a poster. you aren't going to be able to sell that to a buyer and be like, hey, this is the earlier print because it's missing the poster. It's not going to work like that. Another interesting thing is we know this has a Rising Star Games logo on the cartridge, but what will happen when we open up the new officially released one? Is that one still going to say Rising Star on it? Or is there going to be a Limited Run Games logo instead? That would be another interesting thing to take note of here. Limited Run was smart here as well. They kind of covered their butts with this one. This user said, is there a set number of copies available, or are they made based on how much orders there are? I'm worried it might get scalped. And WayForward said, this one had to be manufactured in advance, so it's not an open pre-order. I think it's very interesting that this had to be said here. I think it's interesting that WayForward responded instead of Limited Run. I just noticed that, but I don't know. It's interesting that they don't want to tell us how many are out there. It's got to be because of all the copies that were leaked, right? I don't buy Limited Run games, so I'm just speculating here, but I think normally they would probably say, hey, this has 1,000 copies. We're going to sell 1,000 copies, whatever. But because they know that these copies got leaked and they don't know how many or whatever, like, this is a weird scenario. They had to kind of cover their butts and say this had to be manufactured in advance, so it's not an open pre-order. Obviously, Limited Run knows how many copies they have available, but I don't know. I think that this could be interesting I think it could be really interesting to see if this has a Limited Run Games logo on the cartridge. And like I said with VVV, this might not even be the final 3DS game, so I don't know. Personally, I think this is kind of a lame release. You know, Rising Star already had a physical copy of Shantae and the Pirate's Curse on 3DS. Did we really want the final 3DS game to be the same game, a game that already exists? I don't know. I'm not a 3DS collector. I do find all of this drama interesting. You know, this stolen copy was something I really wanted to make a video about, and I think it's super interesting. I think it'll be very cool to see if there is even the slightest variance on that big box on the official copy. So I will be eager to see whenever somebody in my Discord posts it up. But that'll be it. Thank you to all the channel members for the $2 a month. You guys are fantastic. And thank you to everyone who subscribes to this channel. You guys are fantastic. And I will see you guys next time right here on Bird Dog Gaming.